President Donald Trump holding a campaign event in the Coachella Valley tonight, speaking to supporters for about 90 minutes.
We want to get right to KCAL News political reporter Tom Waite to break down Trump's visit. And Trump, many people surprised he's here in Southern California.
Yeah, tonight, Governor Gavin Newsom actually just tweeted that Trump is showing us who he is, quoting one of Trump's lines in the speech about withholding money for California after wildfires. Governor Newsom saying he's showing us who he is. I'll explain more here in the piece.
Yeah.
But so that's right. The governor says, Trump attacked Governor Newsom and also threatened, as I said, to withhold emergency money during wildfires if he becomes president. And Newsom does not comply with how he wants California to conserve water. Former President Donald Trump rallying his supporters in Coachella and taking aim at California's Democratic leaders.
The radical left Democrats have destroyed this state, but we are going to save it, and we're going to make it better than ever before. Yet I've come here today not only to talk about California, where you have one of the worst governors in the country, Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom. No. But you definitely had somebody here that was horrible. Kamala.
Trump spoke behind a protective barrier set up for his security after 2 assassination attempts. Among Trump's guest speakers, actor Dennis Quaid.
I'm here today to tell you that it's time to pick a side.
Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco was also there. Bianco stirred some controversy for endorsing Trump on a video while in uniform.
He's tough. And he's smart, and he's proud of his state and his country. Chad Bianco. Thank you, Chad.
Trump repeated his anti-immigration rhetoric, claimed he could reduce inflation, and if he wins the presidency, he threatened to withhold federal assistance during fire emergencies if state leaders don't comply with his water directives.
We're going to take care of our farmers. We're going to take care of your water situation, and we'll force it down his throat. And we'll say, Gavin, if you don't do it, we're not giving you any of that fire money that we send you all the time for all the forest fires that you have.
The former president's trip to California with less than a month to go before the election is raising questions about strategy, given that he lost the Golden State by almost 30 points in 2020. But experts say this may be Trump's way of firing up supporters, not just here, but across the country, by taking his fight into Democratic territory.
He wants attention. Campaigning in a blue state gets a lot more attention than campaigning in a red state. I was going to say it's kind of like a man bites dog story, but that has a whole new meaning thanks to Trump. Second thing he wants to do is show his appeal to Hispanics. There are a large number of Hispanics in this area. No doubt many of them are going to be attending the rally, cheering Trump on. And this will be an opportunity for him to get videos and sound bites of his Hispanic supporters.
In the latest UC Berkeley LA Times poll of California, Vice President Kamala Harris leads Trump with 57% to Trump's 35%. But in a potential warning sign for Harris, her lead among Latinos is 54 to 35. Compare that to Biden's margin in 2020 exit polls, where he led Trump 75% to 23% among California's Latinos. The Democratic congressman who represents the area of Coachella, where the rally is being held, says Trump's anti-immigration rhetoric will be rejected.
It seems like it's the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong message. I mean, in terms of the wrong place, you would think that he would be at a swing state holding rallies there.
For local Trump supporters, the rare rally here by the former president is exciting.
I think that there's a lot of closet Trumpers in California. So I know it. My whole family's voting for Trump. We have a lot of Cubans voting for Trump.
I've been to fundraisers. This is my first rally. So I'm excited to be here.
It's also worth noting tonight's rally taking place here at California's 41st Congressional District, which is part of Palm Springs, where Democrat Will Rollins is challenging incumbent Republican Ken Calvert. That's a race that could determine which party controls the House. Gio Leslie, back to you.
Thanks so much, Tom.